Okay, now that we've gotten the risers out of the box, last thing in the bottom is just a box. I usually end up flipping them up and putting parts that I'm not using or whatnot in them. And we've got the instruction manual. It's got typical, all the random things that are on here. It's height, its weight, total weight, generation output, the thrusters, the materials, all its armaments. And yes, it's in English. Mostly. More instructions. Get more instructions that most of you won't be able to read, but it's actually pretty easy to understand. When they're showing things like this, it generally means don't leave little nubs on your item. As you can see, there's nubs on this, no nubs on here. Something I'll explain later on as well. This one is don't crush. Yes, it says right, don't crush the PC parts. So you do have to use a bit of force to put these things together, but putting too much force on it can cause the joints to snap, which is not ideal. Of course, your parts list. So you need a riser A, B, C, SB13, and PCO2, which, yes, we do. We have all of those. Now, give a better shot of this. So this is what we're going to start with. Section 1, the torso. And you can see in here, it tells you quite clearly what riser and what part you're looking for. So the first thing we need to do is go to riser A and extract parts 6 and 12. So riser A is the colored one, which is already kind of coming off at the bottom here. 12 we needed this one. That means 6. Right up here, probably. Yes, this one is 6. So, you get your nippers. You find your part. You can see how it's attached. Whoops. Come on, you. You can see how it's attached to the riser. So what you're going to want to do, get your nippers, get it flush, and clip it. Now, let's see, it'll focus in there. Okay, usually I would actually be using a file or something. But for this, I'll just trim it a little. So you can see this is where, whoops. You can see this is where the part that was attached to the riser is. Like I said, normally I would be using a file, but since I am not near my actual tools, using the nipper, make that as flat as you can. There we go. So that was 12. And that just came off the last little bit there. All right. Since that just kind of removed itself, it was already kind of, there we go. Now, as in the instructions, we'd hold this piece like this. This piece like here. Slide it in there so you can see the yellow fins coming out the front. There, that looks good. Now before I put the joints in, I'm going to actually line a little bit of that. So I take the Gundam marker. Take the part. As you can see, whoops, the fins in here lack definition. So I just wipe off any little excess dots that are not part of the inner part, and there you can see that looks significantly better. You can actually tell that, oh look, it's fins. This is why you line things. It makes it look better. You give more definition to the pieces. I tend to line them as I'm going, or sometimes I'll even line them straight in the riser, because it's a little bit easier to do it that way. Now, we need PC2s. Looking for these guys right here. See, number 2. Now, with these things, you actually need to be a lot more careful when extracting them. The hard part of the risers is what makes them easier to get out. These things are pretty easy to get out, but if you do not get them, if I get to the focus, there we go. You cannot get them right on the right part there. It will make it next to impossible for it to have the right shape. So you can see here, got it nice and flush. There's nothing particularly sticking out, so that one's good. Making sure it's flush before you snip. Yep, that's good. Now, the instructions, they want you, now this is actually pretty normal for most of all of the models for how this one is done. They want you to take the ball joint part, put it outside, and then press oh, I didn't get the right side. That would do it. There we go. Now these aren't in terribly solidly at the moment. As you can see, there's still parts poking out here. There's the socket joints. That'll be rectified pretty soon. Now it wants PC4 and C35. PC4. And yeah, sometimes I do pre-clip some of the others. Only on one side, just so I don't have to deal with hunting it down and figuring out what the heck it is. So there's that guy. Then I need the which? C35. There's the C riser. 35 should be around the bottom here. Yes. Well, this one's a little tiny dingleberry right there. And you're always keeping the flat end of the nipper towards the part. And yes, there's also a good chance you're going to nip yourself. Like that. Shave that a little bit. Whoops. There we go. I want you to take the pointy end of a hard part and stick a rubbery ball on it. And you get the rest of your torso. Take the rubbery ball with the kind of bracket thing, the top of it, pointing up. So you can see there's a little, yep, that just decided to disintegrate. You can see there's a little lip here. So push the ball into the socket there. Arm sockets, that was the wrong way. Back in. You were like me and use a little too much pressure. There we go. So there, that's that part. I need to look for part A8. Ah, right there. This one right here is A8. And then we'll be going for A5, which is this one. Okay. Take a look at this one. Seems fine. Okay. Now this one. Whoop. Come on. There we go. You can see that little tiny line. On that side. On that side. As you can see, I got some on the outside of it. Doesn't matter too terribly much. You can use whatever you want. Thumb, paper, whatever. Just wipe it off. No more little lines. So that one's done. Look at this one out. Looks like I got a little bit. Okay. Check it. It does not look like there's much of anything we really have to do to that guy. Right. Now it says, take this piece. Yeah, it does put it that way. Supposed to slide it. There it is. Trying not to dislodge the arm parts, but there are little the little ledge. Oops. Come on, you. Yes, okay. In here, there's a little tiny ledge. That's where you slip the part in. And it makes it, well, relatively secure. Then, I want you to take this one, secure it on top there. There we go. As you can see, I didn't quite get that one in all the way, so then I did that now. You can see a seam right up there going up. Whoops. Come on. A seam going all the way up top that is in perfect line with the line that's on the red here. So, take a look. No, there's no reason to do anything to that. Make sure to put the top on the marker so it doesn't go crazy. Now I'm looking for part A9. Should be this one right here. This one, okay, good, it is focusing again. Again, lines. There we go. Anything else that looks like it needs to be lined right now. Then it wants stick end of it here up front end of the torso. As you can see, there's that little joint stick bit. Gonna slide that right up in there. You heard it click into place. It's in there, but you can see it still moves because there's a joint in there. Yep, there we go. Looking nice. Now, what does it want? It wants to put the neck piece in. So we need A14, which is probably this one right here. Yep, it is this one. Looks fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Again, piece. Little lines up here. You can barely see this except for the glare. Actually makes it easier to see. For the camera at least. So I am going to line that, brush it. It's a little thick there. Here you can see. Just put a little bit up in here. Try. There. Yeah, wiped a little bit too much off there, but it was a little awkward. There. Right, now we need what? PC1. There should be only one of these. There it is. This one can also be kind of interesting to get out. What you're looking to do is keep the balls intact. Always good to keep the balls intact. Make sure the ends are flat. Yep. Now then, top part here, you get the neck. It wants you to hold it so that you see this little ridge at the bottom here. Oh, whoops. I see something else I should have done. Where did I put that marker? There it is. Okay, it's only one. Part. supposed to stick out front anyways. You get that guy in there. Snap in. There we go. So that's all moving around there like it should be. Good. Okay, now it would like C24, C26, and C24, sorry, C36 and C35. C would be the gray riser. C24 should be this one right here. And that just kind of popped out there. Right, 36. Should be somewhere down this way. Oh, right. It's actually two 36s, not 35s. Derp. Now they're little tiny thruster units. So make sure you hold onto them when you're clipping them. I have had thruster units just go off into the wild blue yonder because, oops, I wasn't holding it when I was actually clipping it. Now these do usually have little nubs because they're rather hard to clip without leaving a bit in there. Where is it? Now, these little things. A lot of little grooves in those. That's just the way the light's hitting it. It's a little bit off. Okay. See if we can get this thing to focus, maybe? Pushing the marker into the groove. Again, you can see I'm not caring too terribly much if it's getting everywhere. Now we'll let focus more. There we go. As you can see. Now you can see the definition on the thruster. Set that one off to the side. Oh, time for the next one. It's pretty easy to get the marker into these little grooves. Now it's typically I will also put these things in a clamp sometimes. Oops. You can see Clean that up. Now it's only in the grooves because the plastic itself, when you're just wiping it with your thumb or whatever else, you're just wiping the top of it and you've already got the paint in the groove. So it's nice and stuck in that groove there, so then you can just get that excess off, generally without removing what's in the groove. Now here's that other piece we had earlier. Come on. Two little kind of bolt looking deals there. Don't see anything else that looks like it would particularly need coloration. Now, take the torso, take this. See the two little dots coming out of here and the two little dots on here. Logically, they fit together. Now, time to install the thrusters. These little guys are little slots. See the slot on the bottom? Kind of wiggling around in there, it's being a bit of a dingus. Oh, come on. There we go. Slides right in there. Down it goes. Slot. Wiggle it around. There we go. Thrusters are inside. And the last part it wants comes from the yellow B-riser. It wants specifically the hilts of the blade sabers, which are which? B8 with a B9 attached to it. That one just popped out. Whoops, put the tripod there a little. That was the 8s, I think the 9s are this. Yes. Oh, as you can see, I went to pre-clip that one and it just popped right out. Don't see anything particularly popped out on it. Oops. This little bit is supposed to be on here, but I'll focus. And as you can see, there are lines. That little bit's not supposed to be there. So I've attached B9 to B8. This angle is not the greatest. So I can get that much paint. Oh. Come on, you stupid thing. It really does not want to focus on that, does it? Then I'll brush away from it. There we go. And why it keeps focusing on something else? I'm not sure. Oh, come on. There. Well, gonna kind of have to take my word for it, but you could generally see it there. Then you take that little cone-shaped bit, and there we go. Stick it into the back. And make another one of these. Thank you. Looks fine there. Of course. Again, it really does not want to. There we go. Make sure there's straight lines. Yep. Put that in there. And there we have the torso.